Hi there, welcome back to Jesus Journey. I am honored today to carry a wonderful message of not just inspiration and word from the Lord, but also to share with you that there is new power within. There is a new power that lies within you. And so a new season that you are about to birth into. And when we have Christ on our behalf and when we are getting deeper with Him is when we can begin to see miracles and new wine, Holy Spirit, deep connection, and just driven in miracles. And so I'm honored to hear some of your testimonies in this comment section if you have experienced miracles in your life. But this is a season of new wine, new Holy Spirit miracles coming forth. And when I say new wine, it's Holy Spirit is a new way. It's like before God was in our hearts and the people had to go to God, there was a disconnect. And so people had to go through a priest back then. And so as we have been given Christ after He died on the cross, and the veil was torn, our direct access became instant to God. And so, meaning that you have not only direct access to God the Father, but you possess a new power, a new wine, Holy Spirit within. That's what I'm calling new wine. So, and there are references to that in the Bible. Today, I just want to start by asking you a question. How many of you are super hard workers? Maybe like you've worked hard your whole life, you just poured your life into work. How many of you have done that? Well, I can attest that I have worked since I was 14 years old and have never looked back. And I've always had steady work. When we are working on this earth, it's very, very different than it is in the spiritual world, okay? And God the Father does not operate. He does not give us power in the way that the world gives power. We have to be really careful with how we receive and where and with whom we receive our power from. And so as I would continue on working all those years from 14 on, in my early 20s, late 20s, early 30s, I should say, work became everything to me. It became my source of joy. It became my source of energy. It became my source of strength. It became my happy place. And what can happen sometimes when we are living on this earth and we're putting other things before the Lord is it's a dangerous place. And what I want to share today is that we have to be careful where we receive our power from. See, when we have Christ in us, Holy Spirit empowers us in a whole different way. And just as our bodies crave physical food, our spiritual well-being craves the spiritual soulish realm requires the Christ to satisfy the spirit even more than our physical bodies require food. And so I'm going to go ahead and bring you some insight. Today we're going to read a little bit in Isaiah 55 and just kind of pick a couple of points. So you might have two different, this actual Jesus journey might have two parts. So this is part one in how God gives us insight through Isaiah. How do we get insight on our power? What is available to us? So Isaiah 55, 1 through 6 says, "Come all you who are thirsty, come to the waters, and you who have no money, come buy and eat. Come buy wine and milk without money and without cost. Why spend money on what is not bread and your labor on what does not satisfy? Listen to me, and eat what is good, and you will delight in the richest of fare. Give ear and come to me. Listen that you may live. I will make an everlasting covenant with you, my faithful love promised to David. See, I have made him a witness to the peoples, a ruler and a commander of the peoples. Surely you will summon nations you know not, and nations you do not know will come running to you, because the Lord your God, the Holy One of Israel, for He has endowed you with splendor. You are endowed with splendor. Seek the Lord while He may be found. Call on Him while He is near." So God gives us lots of points through Isaiah in how we get his power. How do we gain his power and strength rather than the world's power and strength? Number one, in Isaiah 55:1, it says, "Come, all you who are thirsty, and you who have no money, come, buy and eat." He's saying, come, sit at the table. I have something greater for you. It doesn't cost money here on earth. So that 55:1 is come, seek God, and receive. That's the first point. Come, seek God, and receive what he already has for you. You know, we're always busy searching for the next thing or trying to fulfill earthly pleasures and or the next thing we want to buy. But, you know, God says, you've already got it. It's already yours. The next point is in 55:2 and 3. It says, why do you spend money on what is not bread and your labor on what does not even satisfy? How many of you know that all too well? You buy something and think it's going to give you this joy, and it does for an instant, and then it's gone, it passes. It's not a nourishment of the soul. He says, listen to me and eat what is good, and you will delight in the richest of fare. Give ear to me and come to me. Listen that you may live. I made an everlasting covenant with you, my faithful love promised to David. 55:2 and 3, the second point is listen to what the soul needs. We have to listen to what the soul needs. You know, it's so easy for us to just get in this place where we're being driven by our own fleshly wants. But remember, we're not talking about the physical need right now. We're talking about a very different thing called your spiritual need, and how we can grab a hold of that power and what's already available to us by just coming, receiving, and the first point. And the second point is listen to what the soul needs. Carry on down to 55:4, Isaiah 55:4, and I am in the NIV today. See, I have made him a witness to the peoples, a ruler and commander of the peoples. The third point is we are made witness to others in the kingdom. When you have Christ, you are a witness. That gives power. So that is the third point. 55:5 says, surely you will summon nations and you know not, and nations you do not know will come running to you because of the Lord your God, the Holy One of Israel, for he has endowed you with splendor. Because, this is the fourth point in 55:5, because of Christ in you, in me, us, anyone with Christ in us, will summon nations to run to us. God is going to bring people your way, is going to send an attraction so that his presence can go forth to his people. That's a big deal, and that fills the soul when we learn the importance of that. The last point is 55:6, and it says, seek the Lord while he may be found. Call on to him while he is near. Are you calling on to him? Or are you calling on to your jobs? Are you calling on to your significant other or friend to keep that joy and that source of energy coming in?